What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Danny DeBrito podcast. Really excited to be here with you, as always, discussing topics around personal growth, development, and generally reaching the best version of yourself. So, listen, guys, consistency is key, but it's not enough. And here's why. If you're consistently doing something day in and day out, but you're not focused on the quality of the output, if you're not focused on being intentional with what you're doing, you're not going to get the results that you want. Imagine that you're in the gym and you're working out day in, day out. You're working out 5 days per week. Are you going to make some progress? Are you going to see some results no matter what you're doing in there? Yeah, more than likely. More than likely, if you're in there being physically active, you're moving your body, you're lifting weights, you're running, whatever it is, you're going to see some results over time. But are those results going to be maximized? Are they going to be the optimal results that you could hope for compared to if you're doing each and every rep with intention, with focus, with good form? Not at all. They're not going to be 100% of the results that you could expect. And this carries over into so many different areas of life. And it's really important that we talk about it because I hear so frequently that people just say consistency is key. Consistency is key. Just be consistent with what you're doing, and you'll ultimately end up where you want to be in life. And frankly, it's not true. It's not true at all, guys. If you're not doing every single thing intentionally, and if you're not focused on quality in the work that you're doing, whether that's working on yourself or that's working on a project at work, you're not going to be able to maximize that experience. And so I think we need to really shift our mind frame around this because if you do something consistently, does that mean it's good? Not necessarily. You want to make sure that you're focusing on the quality as well. It's quality and quantity. Everybody knows this. You need to blend the two. But I think far too often I hear, especially in the social media space, around people who are trying to, blow up their pages or become to gain a greater audience. People just tell you keep posting, keep sharing material, keep doing this, just keep at it, and it'll happen. And that alone is kind of the problem. Keep at it, and it'll happen. It's not true. If that worked for everybody, then it would be a simple fix to fix your life. All you'd have to do is do something consistently over and over and over again, get the reps in, and then boom, you're going to be rich and famous or successful or whatever you want in life. But that's absolutely not the case. We need to be self-aware with what we're doing. And this comes back to a prior episode I made called Self-Awareness is Key. It goes hand in hand with consistency is key, right? You need to have self-awareness about the work that you're doing and the product that you're putting out there. And you need to be a little critical of yourself. You need to look at the material that you're putting out there and seeing if it is of a high quality, seeing how it's being received, and making pivots here and there to adjust your approach and to make sure that you're always iterating in a positive direction. So ultimately, it comes down to quantity, getting the reps in, doing it over and over and over again, getting the 10,000 hours of time on your craft or your profession in, and also being aware of the quality of the work that you're doing. How is it being received? Are people responding positively to it, or is it falling on deaf ears? If you keep producing work that's falling on deaf ears and no one even messes with it at all, no one's even showing a remote amount of support, the odds are that you need to do something different. The odds are that you need to pivot, you need to adjust your approach. And the best in the game, the best in the business, the world's top CEOs, the world's top visionaries, leaders, scientists, they do this time and time again. They have shown the ability to pivot to an entirely new mode of thinking when the situation calls for it. And people they're looked at as visionaries because they have that ability to critique themselves before the entire world does. And this is so important in business, pivoting to a new approach before things advance and you're kind of left outdated. If you're continuing to just increase your output on something that is outdated, an old method of production or an old technology or something that is quickly fading away, the world's going to leave you behind. People are going to continue to innovate. People are going to continue to move past those old, outdated themes. And in due time, you're going to find yourself struggling to keep up, scrambling to catch up with everybody else when the world has kind of moved past those old ideas that you were hung up on. So when you're thinking about this, guys, I want you to also tie this back to two different concepts of discipline and motivation. Discipline, it goes hand in hand with consistency, right? If you're disciplined, you're consistently doing something over and over and over again. But at the root cause of the underlying energy of how you're doing it is also very important. And that ties into your motivation. Motivation gets a hard rap in this industry. You know, people say, "Oh, I don't need motivation. I just need to be disciplined." And I'm going to keep harping on this because it's so false. It's the same thing like consistency is key and consistency is everything. It's not true. You need discipline and you need the motivation. You need the underlying energy to be powerful, to be coming from a true place. And you need to combine those two in order to get where you want. So that's all I got for you guys today. Consistency is key, but it's not everything. Focus on quality in what you're doing. Focus on being a healthy self-critic of the work that you're putting out there. Make sure that you're adapting and you're iterating as you go along and stay consistent as well. All right. Talk to you guys next week.